They've prepared for this very moment, taking it all in. Strategies planned, adjustments made, belts are fastened. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get racing.
I finally know why I can't get an answer. I finally know why I feel like a number. They keep a secret into their mind. They never document for telling lies. Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
What happened to Mordog? Did he run out of fuel? Looks like, guys, he ran out of fuel. Making moves all over the place. 48 tries to dive down low. Here comes Lucky Dog. He's going to let him know I am here and I am not happy. 38 is out of gas. Robots under the apex.
I finally know why they don't speak louder. There is a secret that won't be mine. They never talk until the
Slide into the turn. These guys are battling it out.
Make me feel at least like a mother. Make me feel at least like a fire. It seems I can find a place.
Checkered flag is waving. We have a winner here
There's a
tonight.
world of things I'll never know. 'Cause everywhere I go, there's nowhere I belong. And anyone should tell me where will I find? 'Cause everywhere.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AK's Cup Series Round 11, the penultimate race at Mid-Ohio. And tonight, we are bringing the Xfinity cars to this technical track, where consistency will be key to success. I'm expecting the field to be a little spread out, but they're going to pit around every 5 to 6 laps. So tonight is sure to be an interesting race, especially with how close the top 4 drivers are with points, moving into the championship race next week. Tonight, we also have Atlanta Racing back in the booth. So welcome back to the booth, Atlanta. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, Frozen. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I know it's kind of short notice, so it's really cool to have you back in here. Everyone enjoyed it last time. So J-Mac is going to be out on the track tonight at one of his favorite tracks. So I'm excited to have him out there and see what he can do. But before we get to that, we need to bring out the driver spotlights tonight. So let's bring out the driver spotlights. Wonder, who pilots the number 14, he's 10th in points. And Doc 88, who drives the number 41, he is 9th in point standing. So a huge warm welcome to you guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good. Good.
Short and sweet. All right, let's start with it. It's a technical track tonight, and there's going to be so much concentrating going on tonight. But Wonder, I got to ask, in your opinion, we got asked from last week, is Heat 4 better for speedway racing compared to Heat 3? What's your opinion on that?
I think Heat 4 is so much better. I think they've finally kind of improved their physics of the super speedway tracks. A lot of the tail wagging is gone. There is high line possibilities. If you get a few committed cars, you can make time on different lines within the super speedway deals now. So yeah, I enjoy them a lot.
Absolutely. I agree with you. The racing is so tight nowadays, like on Heat 4. Heat 3, there was a lot of bubbles and a lot of wiggling going around. They do have a big pool that pulls you up the track when you're in draft. But besides that, it is very, very good racing. And I mean, we've gone 3-4 wide, so it's very exciting. All right.
Seems like technically they've really put the technical twist on the whole game. You know, it's
absolutely. I think this is the biggest improvement we've seen from the last game to this one. as far as game shifting goes to the next one. So it's been really cool to see how much they've grown and developed the game. All right, Doc, I gotta ask you now, from our question from last week, how much does the wheel play a factor in this game?
Well, I've seen this game before, of course. The wheel is played a little more to our favor than the controller. And I think it's going to even grow more for the wheel guys compared to the controllers. There's certain tracks the controller guys still have an advantage, but I think you're going to see more of the wheel dominate the game. I really do, especially with like Fanatec or Fanatic, whatever you want to call them, coming on board and helping sponsor the game. So, it's taking it to the next level. So,
Absolutely.
I do look for that happening.
It's a very good point. So, and yeah, I think technically, with how they are producing the game, it matches so well with the wheel now, and I think you have a little bit of an advantage with it. So for those who consider whether they should use a controller or move up to a wheel, I think if you can, a wheel is a great option. All right, so I have to ask you both, Wonder and Doc, what has been your favorite race this season so far, and why? We will start with Wonder.
Well, usually the super speedway races, you can take either one. Daytona, this year when we went to Daytona, I had a pretty stout car. I'm not sure really what transpired. It's been quite some time ago that we ran there, but
Yeah.
I know the car was really a good car there at Daytona, and always enthused about going back.
Absolutely. I'm with you. They're always a lot of fun, and it's such tight racing, and you have to work with each other and draft, and there's a lot of strategy involved. So it's like totally different than the 1.5 mile short tracks and everything else. So it holds a special place for me. I know you and I, back in the day, we were always on Talladega constantly. So it's a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Seems like Daytona now is more of a driver's super speedway. You can make things happen as a driver.
Yeah.
At Daytona. Talladega's a little more laid back, and you have to rely a little more on others, but Daytona, you can make things happen. It's a lot of fun.
That is so true. All right, Doc, what about you? What is your favorite race this season so far, and why?
I'm going to say the Homestead Heat 3, our last race.
Yeah.
I had a fast car there, started on the pole, got put to the back about 3 different times, came to the front until I got taken out there, running third, and then I just couldn't get back to the front. But I had a hell of a car for that track, and I think I had a chance to win it till there at the end. But yeah, that was probably my favorite one so far.
That's awesome. All right, Wonder, we're coming up on the final questions. I know you guys are getting ready for qualifying. What is your question for Tedeschi next week?
I thought it was for Bolt. That's what Boss told me. Basically, what maybe his future plans are now that the Pro League's down, and what's he going to be doing in his off time here?
Fair enough question. I like it.
Yep.
All right, Doc, what is your question for Bolt next week?
So this is my question for him. Do you think the lack of patience in your driving has tarnished your image with other drivers? And are you willing to change?
We're going to see what he has to say about that next week, but
You can call me into the party and I will ask him if you want.
I told you, I'm like, if you ask something too crazy, I am calling you in here and you're going to ask him.
I volunteered my services.
Thank you so much for you both being in the booth tonight. It was a lot of fun. I know that you guys are going to qualifying, so Thank you for coming out, and I wish you a ton of luck tonight at Mid-Ohio.
Sure appreciate everything you do there, Toes. Atlanta, thanks for hopping in there tonight, and hopefully we'll see you on the other side.
Sounds good. You guys take it easy.
Sounds good.
All right, Atlanta. Have you ever been to Mid-Ohio, and how do you feel about the track if you have?
I have not. I've never even been to the state of Ohio. But you know, growing up, I really liked road courses. I'm not too sure why. I loved playing them on PC NASCAR, like NASCAR 99. That's when I started. But nowadays, I mean, I think somebody was saying earlier, these cars compared to like F1 cars, the braking is just, it's tough on the cars, especially when you're having to constantly make turns instead of, you know, just kind of veer into the turn a little bit more. So it's going to be interesting to see. It's always interesting at road courses. You never know. Some drivers are really good at them. Some drivers, you know, they don't have their bearings as well. So
I mean, that's true. We're going to
see how it plays out.
Absolutely. We're going to see how it plays out. Right now, we are headed to qualifying. What you can expect is going to vary for these drivers. Lap times can go anywhere from a minute 20, and that's where our very own J-Mac Attack is sitting at 120s. So it can go anywhere all the way up to 122, 123. It just depends on the driver. But tonight's race is going to be around 38 laps. Stage 1 is 9, along with stage 2, and the final stage is the longest with around 20 laps. This is 50% and 3 times wear, and we already see a driver off of the track. We're going to see what these guys can do, though. We're looking at Tedeschi right now. This is one of the guys we're going to have to watch out for. He is number 1 in the point standings. J-Mac is coming out here to challenge these guys, though. He is super fast, second on the board for all-time fastest lap. So we're going to see what he can do out here to challenge him.
I'm just now getting loaded in.
War Dog off the track. He was directly behind Tedeschi. That's going to hurt him a little bit for the qualifying effort here, but Tedeschi is off and running. He's got some cars next to him. More Dog once again struggling, going off track. We have 2 of Ramsett passing him up. I don't know if he's having you know, some accelerating issues as he has on his controller, but you hate to see it.
If I remember correctly, when I did the race last time, it was Martinsville, and Tedeschi pulled away from everybody.
Yeah, he sure
I believe
did.
so. That race was insane.
He almost lapped every single car out there. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think
No.
yeah, I think we will see some cars, some laps down. But to do that to an entire field, I don't think we're going to see that tonight. That's not going to happen. Cars will be spread out, though. But yeah, we're looking at Ski Belski right now, and he's looking pretty good in that 43 car. I do want to give a shout out to everyone in stream. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I have Atlanta Racing with us tonight. He's been here twice this season. Great to have you. But thank you for tuning in, guys.
Thank you.
You have your eye on there, Atlanta.
I have got my eye right now on Tedeschi. I'm looking back. It doesn't even look like he has too much competition, actually. I can't even see the, oh, there we go. Looks like he has got a couple of seconds on the cars behind him.
Yeah. You know, I did not get to see Tedeschi during practice, but Tom was looking very, very strong out there earlier. So we're going to have to keep our eye out on him. But Tedeschi, this guy brings a fast car each and every week. And this week we are in the Xfinity Series, so it's going to be a little bit different for these guys.
Yep, I usually have the privilege of watching them practice beforehand, but I did not tonight. So usually I'm in your shoes and kind of have an inclination of who's gonna, you know, have a better car at the track. But tonight, you know, honestly, I don't know. It's looking like Tedeschi's doing really good, but with J-Mac Attack in there, I know he's loving this track, and like you said, I think he has the second highest score, so or the second highest time. So that's insane.
Let's see if we can find J-Mac. Here's Wow That's Garbage. He is a Pro League driver. They just finished up with their championship race Wednesday. Crazy race. They all just got back home. I know they have to be still so excited from coming off of that, but all these guys are out here ready to take on Mid-Ohio. We have Jose out here, Doc, Dohar, Rocky Top. Let's take a look. Can we find J-Mac? Here he is out there right now. These guys are pretty well spread out, and which is what you want to do during qualifying. You don't want to have yourself surrounded by so many guys where you have to be so careful. You want to give each other room and get the lap that you need to get. So as far as I know, they have 5 laps to do it. I think your second lap is going to be the fastest considering tire wear and everything else, but these guys looking pretty good so far.
Yeah, I'm not seeing too many issues with the car. I'm actually watching your stream, and I've got it up on mine too, so I can see exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah,
But
J-Mac just had an incident. I don't even know what car number that was, but he just got hit off of the track. That was Johnny Rocket that had contact with.
That's going to be the 51.
Yeah, very unfortunate for J-Mac and Johnny Rocket right there.
Yep. Hate to see that. It's like we saw with Chase Elliott in the real NASCAR in the Monster Energy series.
Man,
During practice,
it's
he
tough.
wasn't in a couple laps and his whole engine just went out.
Right? What's the deal with the engine issues? And then he gets in the race and he's got the broken axle. It's killing me.
And then they
killing
couldn't
me.
figure out what it was. They had all the pit crews in there trying to work on it.
We're going to see Tedeschi is still out there leading. He's doing pretty well. It is qualifying, but qualifying should be over shortly. In fact, they could be on the cool-off lap now. I'm not sure. We're going to find out as we go on, but these guys still out there. More dogs still. He's got a couple of guys behind him. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. They look pretty solid, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if this is the last lap or not. Yeah, I think they're just about done.
Yeah, they should be just about done. They're definitely still racing, though. I see someone back there went off of the track, but Mike says, I think we are going to see some strategy come to play. I think you're right. They can last 5 to 6 laps on fuel and tires, so that's not a lot of laps. It is a long road course. We're looking at 1:20 to 1:22 per lap. So it adds up, and yeah, consistency is key here. If you are going off the track, it is so much better to be slower and stay on track than it is to be fast and fly off track and lose all that time and position. So it's just really a track that you have to remain consistent at.
Yep, that's exactly right. I'm not too sure what's happening right now, but Tedeschi is in the pit lane.
We're going to find out. He had a strong showing, so yeah, they did finish the 5 laps for qualifying, so we should be going back to the lobby shortly. We'll see who got pole and who's on that front row. But for now, I'm curious how many people we have racing tonight. I know it is over probably 22 guys. So we'll see what happens.
Wow. That's insane. But honestly, with these guys being as good as they are, I love the more the better, because, I mean, you're always NASCAR. You're going to have the wrecks, but these guys, I mean, they can keep it together and really give on a show.
Absolutely. My concern only is that every one of these guys, well, most of them are on, they're on their own paint schemes that they have made. There has been concern that there is lag from it, and I know we saw it the last time they did that. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Hopefully we will have no lag issues, but with this many cars on track and that many custom cars, we're gonna find out. Hopefully it'll be clean, though.
Unfortunately, the first thing I thought of when I heard custom paint job was lag, because I know in NASCAR Heat 3 that was a huge issue. I know some people would kick you from a lobby just for having a custom paint job because they thought you were going to lag the lobby out.
Absolutely.
So
That
that's
is so
definitely
true.
something that these drivers have to worry about, and especially when you get more and more drivers in there, it's going to start getting that server a little bit more and more tired, and it's not going to know what to do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, these NASCAR Heat servers, I mean, they're good servers, but sometimes they're not built, for too many players. It's not like Call of Duty where there's, I'm sure, warehouses of servers.
Right. Qualifying is
So,
over, guys, and we have Bolt on pole. Wow, that's garbage is going to be on the outside. That is going to be your front row. 20 cars. I thought there was going to be 22 plus, but they did limit it to 20 cars. 20 very strong
Well.
cars. So, yeah, that's your front row with Bolt on the pole.
Oh, nice. Bull is on the pole.
They are going to be going into the race shortly, and we will be going for Mid-Ohio. 38 laps. It's going to be crazy. A lot of strategy is going to be happening here tonight. It is a long race. You're going to see, one pit stop for stage 1 and 2, and then a couple for stage 3. So it's going to be very, very interesting. But man, I'm excited. But while we are waiting, let's take a look at the points. You can just see the top 4 is where it's going to be involved with. Tedeschi, he's got 427 points. Dohar, Bolt, and Jose. They have a chance. They have a chance to catch Tedeschi, but Tedeschi absolutely needs to bomb it in order for them to have a chance. They need to get those stage points. They really need to make sure that they're on their game tonight. This is the penultimate race. So next week is a championship race. They're going to crown a winner for the season. Jose was the winner of last season for the spring season of 2019. Next week, we're going to crown a winner for the fall season. So exciting. But as long as Tedeschi can hold on to it and maintain what he has, he's going to lock himself a championship next week.
And I wish I could win an AKA championship. That'd be awesome. But
It's tough out there.
it is. I mean, these guys are. I mean, I'll race with them sometimes just in regular lobbies, and they pretty rarely are off their game. I mean, they are always getting their times down, always up on the board as top times for the week and stuff. So it's nice
Absolutely.
to watch them all race together and get it going.
Absolutely. Turner says, good luck, everyone. I wish I could tell them all. We're getting to go to the race right now, but Turner, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me get in here. Atlanta, you probably did an invite, so I'm going to go ahead and get you in here also.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. It's going to be a long one, guys. You're going to see a couple of guys. I'm not sure we're going to see any cautions, knock on wood. I think we're going to see a couple of one car incidents going off the track. We'll see what happens, though.
Now, when we loaded into the lobby, there's us too, but it said there were 24. So maybe there are 22, or there are 2 people also watching.
Oh, interesting.
I noticed that when
Okay. It's possible maybe 2 of them did not get to qualify and they came in late. It's very possible.
Very possible, yeah.
Here they come. Bolt, he is starting off, and here we go. Green, green, green. These guys are on the run. We have Wow, That's Garbage on the outside. Bolt is starting off. These guys side by side already. You can see in the back of the pack a lot of dirt flying out there, but Wow, That's Garbage got a little bit of a nose on Bolt. Doing a great job, and he's going to have the edge going into turn 1.
Yeah, I saw Skabowski and a couple of other cars get into the dirt a little bit towards the back of the pack. And that's something you don't want to do at the beginning. That can lose you a couple positions from the get-go, getting in that dirt and losing that speed. But
Absolutely.
it's going to be, like you said, a long race here. Definite time for them to catch up. A little swerving going on.
Looks like a little bit of contact. We have a car off of the track. 4 wide almost. Absolutely incredible. Let's see if we can take a look back there. These guys are already getting crazy. I believe that is Dohar. Yeah, Dohar and Bolt. You guys know it. These two have an absolute rivalry going
Oh,
on
yeah.
this season, and those two made some contact. Dohar went off track after that. Bolt lost a couple of spots, but
Wow.
Dohar's hanging on for it.
Yep, and I'm looking on board right now with the leader. Wow, that's garbage. He has about a second, it looks like, on the second place leader, cutting it down. Now, if I remember correctly, the start-finish line, or the finish line per se, and the start line at this track are different. Is that right?
I'll have to check on that. If it is, I did not know that.
I was looking up some stuff. Yeah, well, I was looking up some stuff on the track earlier, and it had a outlay of the track, and it said finish line, and then it said start line only for start. So
Very
I didn't know, it
interesting.
was weird. Maybe that, yeah.
And I've raced here a lot, and I've never noticed that. So if that is the case, I've never noticed that I finished the race at a different spot than You know what? Now that I say that, I kind of do. I think it is around one of the turns on the back. And when you start,
Yeah,
you
so-
start on the front, like towards the front stretch there. So that's kind of crazy. I never noticed that.
The finish line is right around turn 13, and the start
Yes.
line is around the turn 3.
That's crazy. Yeah, I guess it is. I've just
Yep.
never paid attention to that. But wow, he does have a great lead so far. Look at that lead. There is the start line. You see it right there.
Wow.
But man, Tom Flitty, let's take a look at him. He is behind these guys, behind Dohar. He's going to be in third, it looks like. We have the 22 of Tedeschi. He's going to be behind Tom Flitty. These guys are pretty close back here. We're going too wide with these guys. Yeah, very tight racing.
Yeah, there
This
was a little
little bit of contact there, huh?
well, contact. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, it's almost inevitable. Some of these corners, I mean, you're just gonna have to, if you're right next to each other, there's gonna be a little tap, or you're gonna be very, very close.
Yeah, it's so true. They are handling it very, very well. I mean, there is going to be contact. It's like you said, you're so close to each other, and there's so many different lines that are being taken that it's inevitable. You're going to have some contact, but they're handling it very well. And as you see, the field is pretty well spread out already. We're only a couple of laps in, so the 5-car Mordog off the track. A little bit of a cluster for third place right now. Let's take a look at this.
And it's always interesting how these cars spread out, and then they get into small packs that just run together, it seems.
Yeah, Bolt, Tedeschi, Tom, and J-Mac all together. You could cover him with a blanket. Tedeschi, a little bit of contact with the Bolt as they're rounding that turn right there. Tedeschi loses a little bit of movement right there, but he is still keeping up. But man, oh man, J-Mac looks like he is trying to get somewhere, but nowhere you can go. These guys just 2 by 2 going through there.
Yeah, it looked like Skabowski was trying to catch up with Diamond 20, lost it a little bit as he crossed the start-finish line and was heavy into the grass coming into that first turn.
It's never anything you want to see. When you're going by and you see someone in the grass, you're just hoping, stay there, stay there. But you can see
Yep,
Tedeschi
exactly.
almost going side by side with Tom. They're able to hold it out. Tom still remains ahead of him. Bolt just a little bit ahead of him. Once these guys are getting separated, they're well on their way. But man, for about 4th place now, still quite the battle.
It really is. I mean, even though it's a big course, I still love to see the battling around the corners and everything that you'll see at a normal track. And there was somebody actually looked like into the wall just a little bit back there.
Yeah.
Trying to see who that was.
Looks like we might have had a couple people go into pit road. Yeah, Mordog looks like he has gone in.
Yep.
Skibowski, he has gone into pit road, so interesting to see that. I wonder if they will be able to hang out for the rest of the laps. I'm kind of curious if we can get a lap count on these guys. Alex, yeah, you and I were saying, what lap are we on? 22 in the Bolt, in the, well, actually, that's J-Mac in the 33 side by side. Crazy. 5 to go in the stage, so once they pitted, they should be able to go the rest of the way. As long as they can do 5 laps, they are good to go. 5 laps left, guys.
Yep, here they come right now. Jose 720, the first one off pit road in the 24 car. He's got a couple of guys behind him. More smoke. He's running in the 48. Trying to find, you know how it is when the drivers start getting mixed up and it won't go to the driver right behind them.
You are welcome, Alex. We have our leader. Wow, that's garbage. He has entered pit road. Dohar is making a stop himself along with the Bolt. So all of our leaders are going into pit road. They will be able to make the rest of the laps for stage 1. It's going to be pretty close, guys. We have Tack, who is out there. Tack 24 in that 37. He comes onto pit road along with a couple of others. Atlanta, I don't know if you can
those
see
drivers
this.
kind of.
Pit road,
Yeah, go ahead.
I see Dohar just shoved against the wall. It's very interesting to see how the AI react as they're on pit road.
Oh, yes. I was thinking that earlier when the Bolt, I believe it was Jose 720 and the guys behind him pitted. It was almost like his car hit another car and then spun around and then went into pit road. So you know that's going to cost him some time.
Absolutely. We have more dog back on track. I'm curious, we have somebody over the radio saying it's a possibility that Wow That's Garbage might have sped onto pit road. He has fallen back from the rest of the guys, and he was our leader. But these guys can make it 5 to 6 laps on fuel and tire wear. It's very close. Most of them can do 5, but you saw quite a few of them, those leaders that are dominating the field, they went in at 6.
The thing about these road courses, they eat your tires up completely. There's no normal wear to them. They are just going to be worn down to pieces within a few laps. So unlike a lot of other tracks where you're going to have a lot larger pit window for fuel and for tires, here it's not going to be as much. It's going to be a fraction of what you usually get.
Absolutely. Let's take a look. We have Wonder out here in the 14. He was one of our driver spotlights in the booth. Looking pretty strong out here. When I asked him, how's your car feeling tonight? He was like, I'm just out here to survive. You know, I think a lot of these guys are feeling that. You know, it is the penultimate race, so it is a challenge. This can make or break your race to the championship. So it can be a challenge as, you know, one of the final races, but these guys are doing really well.
They really are. And, you know, some of these guys coming back from the esports stuff, the stress and the energy level it must take to do that must be completely draining. So I wouldn't be surprised if these guys are still, you know, catching up on sleep and stuff, especially after the long night I'm sure they had after that race.
Yeah. Let's take a look at our leader. That is JRM Dohar, one of the Pro League drivers out there. Looking pretty strong. Doing pretty well. He has Bolt behind him. There is a rivalry going on with these guys. If you watched the championship race out there, you saw it flare up just a little bit, right, Atlanta?
Oh, I definitely saw it, and being friends with the Bolt, I definitely know a lot about that scenario. But you know, as long as the rivalries to me are peaceful, I think rivalries are very good for NASCAR, and it keeps the sport competitive and people watching. So
yeah, it shows
really
the passion.
does.
You're not going out there and being like, you know what, we had contact, it ruined my race. That's okay. You're going out there to win. So when you have contact and you have issues, if you got the passion for it, it's gonna show. So you gotta love it. That's what I love about this sport. You're not out there for anything other than to win and race your hardest. And when something happens to you and something is taken away to get that win, it's very hard to take.
it really is. And
Yeah.
that was sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we are on our 8 out of 9 laps. So after this, we only have 1 lap to go for stage 1, guys.
Awesome. Yeah, what I was gonna say, it was really nice having all the cameras set up for the esports event, being able to see all of the drivers' reactions, because you really do see the passion and how much they really put into every race, especially when they get wrecked out. I mean, they are mad, but you can see it's more disappointment in their face. So
Yeah,
these guys really do put it all on the line.
absolutely. Look at the way Bolt dove it in there for the first turn. I mean, he just made up some time as he dove that in there. A great job on his end. That caught him up to Dohar as these guys are challenging each other for the win here for stage 1. But this is the final lap for stage 1. Dohar still holding it out. We'll see what happens for the rest of it, but man, I'll tell you what, Bolt is very hungry for this right now. You can just tell.
He is, man. I'm honestly, like, I'm kind of biting my nails. Like, I love watching this kind of stuff, especially knowing the history between these two guys, and just how, I mean, look at the bull. He is on the bumper. He is trying to get to JRM Dohar right now, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to get past this 88 in time in the final lap, stage 1.
Yeah, you know, and Kipperfoot says, was it not a gentleman's agreement to not cut turn 1? It was, and he did cut it. We have these guys side by side right now. Amazing racing with these two. That's something that Boss is gonna have to deal with. But Dohar, man, a great finish for stage 1. He managed to hold that out, so let's bring out the stage 1 banner out here. Great racing so far. You gotta love it.
Yeah, this is the best kind of racing for me to watch, especially at a road course where a lot of people don't seem to get as intrigued by it, because there is a lot more, there's a lot you can't see if you're at the track actually, but when it comes to seeing stuff like this, it makes it all worth it.
So we have Dohar, who won the stage. We have Bolt in second. And we have Tom who rounded out the top 3. I'm curious where Garbage ended up after that pit road mishap with speeding. Unfortunate for him, he had such a huge lead. But over the radio, I'm hearing that he finished in 6th. He's going to have a fresh start for stage 2. We'll see what he can do. But man, he's got a car to beat tonight.
Yep, a lot of these guys I feel like have a car to beat tonight. I mean, I feel like when we were watching qualifying, we were talking about totally different people, Tedeschi and J-Mac, and now we're here with JR and Dohar in the Bolton lead. So I feel like it's still anybody's race at this point.
Yeah,
Really
absolutely. All right, we're coming back from the stage. Take a look at this. I'm trying to see who's in that 23, but it's not letting me go over there. But we have the Bolt and the 18 on the high side. Did you get a count on who that was?
23 in the black car.
Yeah.
Oh, he is in the grass big time. That is Diamond 20X. I'm not too sure if he is having a car problem or what, but he is staying in the grass right now.
Huge stack
Looks like
up. Everyone out in the grass. Yeah. Tedeschi, wow. I saw him. I don't know if he got hit back there, but man.
Big wreck.
Look at this huge pile up. They are 4 wide as they are trying to save from it. I don't know if that's going to bring out a caution, but man, oh man, 14 survives that. Absolutely incredible. Wow. What a stack up right there. We have
really
another car in the grass.
Watching Diamond to see that.
Yeah. We have another
42.
incident back there with the 42 who went into the grass back on track. These guys are getting crazy out here in stage 2.
They really are. And there's another car in the grass.
Proboss having some contact with Garbage. You know, before this race, Proboss was talking to everyone saying there's going to be contact. You're probably going to get wrecked a couple of times, but you gotta keep the patience. If you're not going to have patience and you're just going to drive crazy, and you can't do that out here. This is a track where you just have to remain patient. Just because something happened to you right now, there's still a lot of race left, so you're able to come back. Just concentrate on doing that.
You're exactly right. And Kipperfoot was talking about going into the grass right there. It seems like a lot of drivers are
I've seen
deciding to
quite a
take
few.
that route.
I've seen
I
quite a
don't know
few.
if they're deciding to take that route as far as they're trying to gain a position, but I think it might be trying to just stay lined up and not wreck the other driver.
You know what? It very well could be. I honestly, I use it when I race, and it's pretty much that you can use the whole track, and it is faster, obviously, because you're able to use the more of the track. We'll see what they can do, though.
Yep, and it was a little contact right there with 00 Pro Boss. He ended up in the grass and lost just a couple of positions. Not too sure what that was. They were almost 3 wide, it looked like, coming around that turn when Pro Boss got into the grass. There's a couple. Man, seems like F1, aka Doc, just coming out of the grass as well.
I'm trying to find out who the leader is up here. These guys are switching it so much, but the Bolt is the one that is so far out ahead after that incident and contact with everyone. I mean, he has just put a huge gap on the field.
Yeah, I'm looking back at his car, or from his car right now. It looks like he has probably 2.5, 3 seconds on the driver behind him. So as long as he can keep this, well, they'll have to pit. So you never know. This is like I was saying earlier, you really never know here.
J-Mac is in second, and it's quite a gap between these guys, and Mordog is behind him. So let's see if we can take a look at Mordog. You can see what the gap is right here. Mordog not too far behind, but the Bolt does have quite a huge lead over the field. We'll see if he can keep that, or if J-Mac and Mordog will run him down. Mordog into the grass, trying to find his way back on, but man, oh man, he almost went right into the guys behind him. It's going to be very, very interesting. He's going to have to keep that on the track.
Yeah, that was really interesting. After he did that, his right side kind of slid out. So I don't know if he had some damage from that wreck earlier or what.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I bet a lot of drivers, I wish we could see what kind of damage they have on their car. But unfortunately, we cannot tell that. We just saw J-Mac go into the grass, came right back on the track here. But, you can have little slip-ups and go onto the grass, no big deal. The biggest thing is just stay on the track. If you're flying off the track and going into the grass, hitting walls, it just costs you way too much time. It is better to proceed with caution around the turns. Make sure you stay on the track. Once the tire wear happens, the grip goes away quite a bit, and you just have to hold on to that car.
That's very true, and it looks like Skabowski has called it quits. He's in the pits right now. I'm not too sure what happened with his car, if he got disconnected, but looks like the 43 is out of the race.
It's unfortunate to see. I know a lot of these guys struggle at places like these, and I know it was a challenge for some of these guys to go here, so I applaud the ones that are hanging out and gonna make a full run at it tonight. But we're gonna have some pit stops starting quite soon here, as we are on lap 5 and 6, so we'll see who comes in, who stays out. Bolt is just huge lead for him.
The thing is not only is this a tire wear and a fuel consumption issue, it's also a mental issue. These guys are really having to concentrate, and doing a 50% lap. I mean, honestly, I don't know if I could do it at Mid-Ohio. It's a hard track to do that many laps on. And it doesn't seem like that many, but when you start racing it, it really does.
You know, in my league, we have a race at the Roval, and it's crazy because I talk about consistency, and I'll tell you what, it sounds easy, but like you said, to have a 50% race and to do this nonstop perfectly, without going off track or anything, it's really hard. You have to be on top of it every single lap, every single turn, and if you're not, you're gonna pay the price for those that are able to do it. And Bolt, J-Mac, they're all able to do it. Bolt is on pit road, Atlanta. So we have our leader
Yep.
pitting with 4 to go.
Yes, we do. I'm gonna look behind him and see.
We have more
Anybody-
dog,
Nope.
garbage, all these
Somebody
guys.
staying out. Let's see who that was. Looks like the J-Mac attack is staying out right
Let's go ahead and take a look at our new leader, J-Mac Attack, who has chosen to stay out. This is one guy, if he can save tires and fuel, this is the guy that can do it, along with Dohar. A lot of these guys are very good at fuel strategy, and we're going to see how much longer J-Mac stays out. I can't imagine it's going to be after this lap. He is going to come in this lap. But yeah, we'll see if that is an advantage to him coming out, or if it's going to kind of hinder his plans for the rest of stage 2.
now. Yeah, looks like a lot of people now pitting, coming off pit road. A couple of other drivers deciding not to pit as well. They're probably going to stop by next time around, as well as along with J-Mac. Sorry.
We have
Oh,
Skibowski
it's,
out there. Go ahead, Atlanta.
MDL's car is in pit lane right now in the 42. It looks like he is having the glitch in pit lane. I'm not too sure what was happening. His car was stuck into the wall and is just revving. So here it goes. It is now out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Man.
3 to go as these guys are hitting the line, but Skibowski says, that wreck was my fault. I had a screen glitch, was making my shifting lag. Shift to second gear, it didn't go into second right away. Man, that's brutal. Yeah, he says he had a great car.
That is so unfortunate to hear.
Absolutely.
And the thing is, what was one of the first things we started talking about before the race was lagging and stuff like this possibly happening, so...
It happens. You know, some races, there's just absolutely nothing you can do. I can tell you my first race of the season, I had some kind of pit glitch where my screen absolutely froze, and then it just kicked me out of the game. Insane. I've never had the issue before, and then after that, for the next like 6 races, it did the same thing. So I uninstalled the game, reinstalled it, and it's been fine since, but I wish I would have known about that before.
Yeah, for sure. Man,
We have
I can't
Bolt
imagine.
back out here, Atlanta.
Frustrating.
He is just absolutely dominating out here. We're gonna see. I wonder if J-Mac went in. I'm sure he has hit pit road since we have last seen him.
Yep, I believe he has.
Yeah,
But
we
the
have.
Bolt just seems, I mean, he's got the Tedeschi car we saw in Martinsville. It just seems like he is able to get away from almost everybody right now.
Yeah, I mean, he is on an island all by himself as he is 2 to go. He is completely alone out there. All he has to do is just concentrate on the line he's going to drive and just do the best that he can. Maintain what he's got, and he can bring home stage 2. But he's doing a great job out there. Wow, that's garbage is sitting in a little bit of a traffic. He's got more dog in front of him. Let's take a look if we can see who is behind him. These guys very, very close together. An exciting race out here behind these guys. Dirty Deeds, what's up?
Yeah.
Rabbit, how are ya? What are you watching out
Everyone
here,
has
Atlanta?
a plan until you get punched in the face.
That's so true. So true.
Mike Tyson. I
Yeah,
am looking on board right now with JRM Dohar. We saw him win stage 1, but it looks like he has fallen back. Not too sure exactly where he is. I think he's around 4th place right now.
Yeah, you know, the cameras, they don't bring you where. It doesn't even go in any kind of order. It's kind of confusing. You think you're going to the next one, but it may be in the back of the field. It's very weird. Hopefully we can get that fixed in an update for 704, but it is an improvement, a little bit of an improvement from last game here, but I want to bring
So
it back
it
up
actually,
to Bolt. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. So no, I was going to say it actually bases it off of the starting lineup. So when you're at the beginning, usually you can click A and it'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. But as soon as they start changing positions, they're not in that order anymore, and then it gets shuffled.
Interesting. Okay. Bolt is on his final lap, so if he can hang out and get past this, he will take stage 2. Just have a couple of more turns. He's coming up on a lap car right here. So if I were him, I would just take it easy behind him. Make sure he can go. That is MDL ahead of him. Man, close. Bolt is taking it very, very cautiously. Let's check behind him. There is still nobody, so he should be good to go. MDL off the track. That'll make the leader pretty nervous to see, but he should be pretty safe here.
Yeah. Man, anytime I see a car off in the grass or off the track, my first thought is, please don't wreck me.
And there he goes. End of stage 2. Already we are headed to stage 3, but man, oh man, Bolt having a dominating night. If he can take this, I believe this will be his 3rd win of the season. The only other driver that has 3 wins is Tedeschi. Bolt has 2 wins, Jose has 2 wins, and Tedeschi has 3.
Well, he couldn't do it last stage, but he definitely did it this stage. Curious to see if his car is going to perform as well in stage 3, since it's about double the length as the other stages.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a lot more track time, a lot more laps. We're going to have an extra pit stop out here, so pit strategy is going to come in handy out here, and consistency is key. We've said it all night. You got to make sure that you keep it on track, and we've had a lot of racing out there side by side. There's been so many drivers really challenging each other for a position. So we're going to see how that turns out for the final stage here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if JRM Dohar can't get back up there with the Bolt and get some of that competition going again. That was fun to see.
Absolutely. This looks familiar, guys. We have the Bolt and Garbage on the front row once again. We're starting on the final stage here. These guys looking very strong. Bolt has a nose out. But as you saw, as we headed into the first big turn up here, Garbage had a nice little lead going into the first turn. We'll see if that happens once again. Bolt so far is holding on to it, though.
Oh, and it looks, Bolt is into the sand, it looked, or the grass just a little bit, and gave Garbage just enough time to get by.
Yeah. Look at this shot here. What
a
video of these cars coming around the track, Atlanta. Absolutely amazing.
It really is. A lot more,
Garbage takes over the lead here. We have Bolt in second. I believe that is Tom Flitty. He is currently in third in that 8 car. We have J-Mac in fourth. We have Dohar in fifth. These guys so close. The racing is just incredibly tight. You gotta love it out here. I hear a couple of, grumblings over the radio just from the close racing, like, man, that's tight. They look really good out there.
Imagine. They really do. And looked like a little lag spike. I hate to see all the cars turn left at once.
I know.
The lag just got sent through the field.
You never know if it's just on our end or if they're all seeing it. And with something like that, I would assume hopefully it's just us. But look at this battle for the lead starting to approach here. We have Garbage in first. Bolt coming up behind him in that 18 car. Will he be able to do anything? Tom, he's not letting them get away, but he's back just a little bit. So for right now, Bolt has to concentrate on catching Garbage, because once he is in the lead, he's going to be a tough one to catch.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him last stage. He was uncatchable pretty much. He just blew everybody off the track a couple of seconds, or he almost got a couple of seconds, or I'm so sorry, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm thinking about I started thinking about 2 different points in the race at one point. But yeah.
It's going by so fast, it's insane. I mean, we're already in stage
It really
3.
is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Does it feel like they're slowing down a little bit? We have a caution out.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
caution is out. I'm not sure quite what happened there, but with the midfield being as packed as it is and the back part of the field, I would assume that's where it's at. But man, these guys in the front are having a great race. Doc was involved, Pro Boss, perhaps another car that will be out. I think that's the first caution of the night, right, Atlanta?
Yep, this is the first caution. Now, there was a couple of big wrecks earlier, but no caution came
Yeah.
out, so the race kept going.
I'm surprised it
It's
did.
interesting to see what NASCAR heat for when the cautions are on, like what it determines is a good enough wreck to bring out the caution per se.
We have another car that has stayed out. Was that Diamond that stayed out?
Yep.
It looks like we have Jose. He has also stayed out. Let's take a look here. These guys are not letting me view the top guys here, but we're going to go on board with Wonder at the moment, and he is getting held up with 2, the Ramset. These guys had their car stuck together. A lot of
definite
contact. Yeah. 3 wide as they are headed through the turn. Absolutely crazy for these guys.
Wow. Man,
Let's try to make our way
I
back
cannot
up.
imagine
Yeah.
going 3 wide in a road course.
Jose trying to play a little bit of strategy, ended up first out here. Track position is everything when it comes down to that. 23 getting a little bit of crazy, and that would be Diamond up there. Jose loses a couple of positions with Garbage passing him up. Will he be able to catch him?
As well, it doesn't go back. Garbage is in second place. You gotten up to second?
Garbage looks like he is in third. Currently, we have
Third.
second place of Dohar, 23 of Diamond,
Dohar.
20. Yeah.
Now I get it over. But this is the first time we've been seeing Diamond. Well, he has lost the lead as soon as I say it. It was the first
Yeah.
time we saw him lead.
A double
tonight,
pass
but
with
he has already
Dohar and
lost it.
Garbage.
That's the thing about these drivers is when they see an opportunity, they take it. And sometimes you'll have 2 or 3 cars that just aren't really paying attention, and you can just pull a fast one and get those positions.
We have a couple of cars off the track. Doc 88. I don't know who is behind him, but man, they are still off the track back there. I'm trying to see if we can bring it back up to the front, but the cameras are not. They are cooperating with me right now. Bolt and part of the midfield out here. We saw him with such a strong car, along with Tom Tom, but these guys are stuck in a ton of traffic. Let's
Yeah, that's
take a
one
look.
thing that must be super frustrating is traffic.
Absolutely.
You just know where you want to put your car and can't get it there. And we see that a lot of short tracks. It's like
We
the
have
race
this-
today.
We have 6 of Garbage and Dohar who are trying to battle for the lead here. Dohar currently our leader. Garbage is not going to stay behind, and he's not going to be okay with that. So we're going to see if he can make a move on Dohar. But these guys both have had a battle. Quite a bit of traffic tonight. We'll see what they can do so far, but they have quite a little gap between them and the next pack of 3rd, 4th, and 5th. But man, look at these guys going through the grass as they're coming up on the long
Yep.
straight.
Just thinking that. As soon as I saw it, I thought about Kipperfoot's comment.
Look at this crowd right here on board with Tom Tom Flitty. He's got the 18 of the Bolt in front of him. You see More Dog 2 cars ahead. But I would be a little bit nervous as I am driving through here. It's just so many drivers that you have to pay attention to. You have to worry not only about your line, because you don't want to kill your line, but you got to worry about, are they doing what they need to do? Do they need to worry about the cars ahead of them? And we already see these guys going side by side with the Bolt. Man, I'm glad I'm up here in the booth right now.
Yeah, I am too, because, I mean, I honestly would be super frustrated and stressed out if I was taking this course right now.
Yeah.
That'll be how F1 drivers feel every week.
You see Jose, it looks like he's struggling just a little bit. He was the leader coming off of for stage 3 here, but he has fallen back quite a bit. I know he actually had a pretty solid car, but there was a few cars that were probably a second or so faster than him, so he's just gonna have to concentrate on his own race. Don't worry about the leaders are doing, don't try to catch them. Do your own race, that way you're more consistent and you have more of a handle on what you're doing. You can't worry about what they're doing, it's just gonna mess you up in the long run.
Yep, you're exactly right. A lot of drivers will say, stop looking in your rearview mirror, and they're exactly right, because if you're sitting there watching somebody else, you're not paying attention to what you're doing, you're watching what they're doing. And that's going to probably cause a wreck or a mistake on your part.
Absolutely. Kipperfoot says patience. That is number one, patience and consistency. That's what you need here at Mid-Ohio, and it, like Jacob said, it is a very, very tough track. It's a fun track, but you know, I haven't been out here with 20 plus cars. So I'm glad to be up here in the booth, as I said, but man, oh man, it looks really, really fun out here, and you can just see Garbage all over Dohar, just putting the pressure on him, hoping that he's going to make a mistake and he can swoop in and make a pass for the lead. We're going to see if these guys cut the turn up here. Garbage, he cuts it. Dohar, if I know him, he's going to put a block on so he can't pass him up, but it doesn't look like he's going to need to.
Yeah, man, 88 and Garbage of the 6 car, they have been at it. Just like the Bolt and JRM Dohar were in stage 1. And it's interesting too, because stage 3, these cars haven't really been spreading out other than the leaders. The top 2 cars, they're really not as spread out as they were in the other stages. So it seems like, you know, as the laps get further and further in and closer to the finish, they start pushing it more and more.
Absolutely. We have the Chrome Capone. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. I believe we had 22 drivers out here to start. I'm not sure. I know we have lost one, but I'm not sure that we have lost more than that. We're going to see, but we do have some takers for pit road. We have Dohar still your leader. Garbage, he's still in second, trying to battle for the lead up here, but they are heading it into pit road. 5 to 6 laps is what you're gonna get out of a tank here, especially with tires. I mean, we've talked about it before, and Lana said it. It's gonna wear your tires out quite a bit, but we have a lot of takers for pit road now.
Yep, and I'm not too sure where the actual line starts for pit road, but it's interesting that this is a pit road that has a turn and a hill, a downhill, going into it. So I know that can affect speed if you're trying to slow down and get it under control, and you've got a hill trying to give you momentum at the same time.
Absolutely. We're on board with J-Mac Attack at the moment. This guy has stayed out another lap from the rest of the guys. I'm sure he'll be going in this time around. Hopefully we can get a lap count, but these guys do have to go in with, you know, 5-6 laps. So it should be 5 to go at the line, guys. It's very, very close here. This race is coming down to the wire. We're gonna see how they come out, but Garbage and Dohar should be pretty close.
And hold on one second. As Garbage is past Dohar.
Let's take a look, see if we can find Dohar and Garbage. Yeah, look at this. Garbage, it will be our new leader once it all cycles through. Dohar in the 88 is directly behind him. These guys had a pretty flawless run on pit road. Came out very close together, and they also went in very close together. So great job on their end.
Oh, we're getting into the grass a little bit.
Into the grass just a little bit. You see another taker for pit road. A very odd pit entry, as Atlanta said. It can be very tricky trying to get in there. We saw Garbage. He sped onto pit road earlier in the race on stage 1, I do believe it was. That cost him the lead. We're going to see what happens here, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, we weren't watching when the overtake took place, but I'm interested to know how Garbage ended up getting around Dohar, especially with, like you said, knowing that Dohar would probably block him, especially this close to the finish of the race.
Yeah, I mean, it is coming down to the wire here. We're with our leader, Garbage. I do believe he is our leader now. We're going to count, but I am curious on the lap count and to make sure that Garbage is our leader. But man, 4 to go next time around. Absolutely incredible. This race has gone so fast. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah,
Rock NASCAR. What's up, Rock?
But honestly, this is one of the funnest road course races I've ever watched, especially with all the little competitions we've had, JRM Dohar and Garbage and the Bolt and JRM Dohar. Seems like Dohar has been involved in a lot today, but it's been very fun to watch.
Yeah, Garbage hit the line. It should be 3 to go now. Coming down to final few laps here, but it looks like he is putting quite a gap onto Dohar. He's doing all he can to hang on to it, but if he can't catch him, hopefully he can bring it home in second place. I want to take a look at the points real quick. You have Tedeschi out here in first. I want to get his position on track right now, but he is the leader in points. Dohar in second. That'll help him out points-wise. The Bolt is in third. Jose in fourth. Garbage, he has not been a full-time driver. So this is a position that one of those guys that are full-time really need. So we'll see what happens with that. But so far, Garbage is really doing a great job out here.
One thing Garbage has to worry about too is he's got a little room to work with, but he can't, overtake what he can put on his plate. I mean, if he's trying to cut these turns way too fast, like I keep seeing him go into the grass, he might end up losing it and give Dohar the win. So that's exactly what JRM Dohar is waiting for, is some little mistake, like you've been saying this whole race.
Yeah.
One little mistake is what will cost you first or second.
Absolutely. Our leaders just hit 3 to go at the line. Bolt is in third. We have J-Mac in fourth. We're looking at J-Mac at the moment. He is directly behind the Bolt. We'll see if these guys can make any moves. You can see up ahead our leaders up there. But man, oh man, we'll see what happens with our leaders. Let's bring it back up here. We're on board with Dohar, and he is looking at Garbage, and it is not looking good to try to catch him. I mean, Wow just has too good of a car tonight for Dohar to catch. I mean, he's doing great out there, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of these turns, Garbage is taking just about perfectly. He may be hitting the grass some, but I mean, you can see him just taking them at crazy speeds. I never take turns of road courses too fast, but I always admire drivers that can, because it takes a lot of work to be able to get that car exactly where you want it in these turns.
Absolutely. And fuel is another concern. We did hear over the radio that there are some drivers concerned if they can make it all the way. Dohar might be saving. Now, from what I know about Garbage, he is usually not so concerned about saving. He is one that he goes all out. And if he can get it, he's going to get it off of that. Dohar into the grass.
No.
What is going on here?
Bolt.
We have contact between Bolt and Dohar. I don't know if Dohar is saving, but man, that's getting sketchy. We have Dohar taking over third, Bolt in second, and we're going to have J-Mac coming up on these two, and that is not what you want to see there.
They saved it for the last couple laps to do it again.
Dohar just running him off the track, and J-Mac safely gets by.
Oh.
Contact between these two. Look at these guys. Dohar just not letting Bolt by at all whatsoever. He lets J-Mac on by for second. Bolt is going to try again. These guys going too wide through that turn. Contact with these guys. Bolt just dives it into the side door of Dohar.
Wow.
And Dohar is answering right back. You're seeing the rivalry right here, guys. It is crazy.
Man, I've never seen anything like this in the NASCAR race. in a Heat 4 race, man. This is awesome.
This is crazy. If they don't watch it, though, they have some guys behind them that
Yeah.
are very, very hungry for position, and these two need all the points they can get. You just saw the points there. We have Bolt and Dohar very close together. They need to just forget about it right now. They need to race, catch up to J-Mac, catch up to Garbage. I don't think they're going to catch up to Garbage. Garbage is so far ahead.
No.
We're going to see what happens, but they need to keep their head on their shoulders.
Definitely. So the thing is you might have a rivalry with the driver, but you would rather finish behind them than both of you just not finish because you wrecked each other out.
Absolutely. And Atlanta, this is the final lap. Once we get Garbage around these final few
go.
turns, he's going to be your winner tonight. And he is not a full-time driver. Our full-time drivers are back
Incredible.
there battling back and forth. So let's get Wow past the line here for the finish. He will be, knock on wood, if he can hold on to it, if he does not run out of fuel, he will be our winner here. And Atlanta, I hate to say it, but I have seen Garbage run out of fuel in quite a few races. So we'll see if he can hold on to it.
Yep, that is the worst when you see that sputtering and that back start flickering in and out.
Yeah, he
There you
should
go.
be good though. I mean, he's coming around on here. He could sputter his way. Here he is. We have Garbage as the winner here at Mid-Ohio. Great job to him.
Ooh! And it looks like JR and Dohar, a little contact with Bolt right there at the end, sending him into the grass. That is going to give Dohar the position over the Bolt. Not too sure if
that
the
is
9
crazy.
got past the Bolt either. Wow.
That is
That was
crazy.
insane.
I don't know if that's going to be a points penalty. I did not get it on stream. But man, it's fun to go back and forth with racing and stuff like that. But you gotta chill a little bit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I think I told you when we were doing our last broadcast, you've got to balance the showmanship and the sportsmanship. You don't want to be too far either way.
Absolutely.
You don't want to get taken advantage of, but you don't want to, be the one that's known to take advantage of other people.
So if I am correct, we have Garbage, who obviously won the race. We have J-Mac in second, and Dohar taking
Nice.
home third. Bolt's falling back to fourth after some contact there.
Yep.
Our very
Was,
own J-Mac
interesting to see.
coming out. Yeah, that was crazy. That might have to be some good replay stuff. Kipperfoot says that escalated quickly.
Food show. Oh, Kipper.
Once we get back
Oh,
to the
good
lobby, we
show.
will get Garbage, J-Mac, and Dohar in the booth for an interview. Penultimate race. This is going to affect their points, guys. Tedeschi. Hopefully we can hear from our producers where Tedeschi finished. He is our points leader.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see how that affected him. But man, great job from Garbage. Bolt had a flying car also. Tom, he had a strong car out there, but J-Mac taking home second, Dohar third, Bolt fourth.
That was a great race from these drivers. And one caution is what we saw frozen. So, I mean, that's pretty rare, especially when the leader of the league is telling you, "Hey, expect some wrecks."
Absolutely. Let's see if we can find Garbage. There we go. And I think J-Mac is already in the party, but I'm gonna go ahead and invite him anyway.
Okay.
Thank you.
J-Mac!
J-Man, good job, buddy.
Yeah. Look at you out there.
Yay.
Our booth man.
Hell of
He's
a
out
job
there on
out there,
track.
Jordan.
Heck yeah. All right, we'll see if we can get Garbage in here. Our winner. There he is, the one and only Garbage. Garbage, congratulations on your
Garbage.
win tonight.
Congratulations.
Yeah. How is your car feeling
Thank
out
you.
there?
It was feeling good.
How was it going through traffic? 'Cause I know there was a couple of times you had to run through the traffic, and it looks so hectic out there.
Oh yeah, that was crazy. It was bobbing and weaving, that's for sure. A lot of patience, a lot of give and take, a lot of little bit more take than give, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were looking back on the final few laps, you had Dohar. You guys were battling it out for the lead out there. Did you catch anything that was happening? Were you scared that you might give the lead away to Dohar when you guys were battling it out?
Oh no, I knew he has a good car, and so did I. So we just got done running about a year together, so there's a lot of respect on the track there. So I knew either way it went, it's fine.
Absolutely.
If anybody I'd want to lose to, it'd be one of them. So.
All right, so I gotta ask, are we gonna see you at Michigan?
We'll see. You never know. Sometimes these boys need to be reminded. So we'll see what happens.
Oh man.
And I have one more question to ask, Garbage. We saw you out there Wednesday. You are one of the Pro League drivers for the NASCAR Heat 4 Esports League. How is the whole experience this season as going in for the first season? You guys were kind of the guinea pigs, if you say.
Yeah, it was unbelievable the way they took us in and set all that up for us and gave us the opportunity to represent their names the way we did.
Yeah.
I'm glad it was a good turnout. We weren't able to bring it home the way we wanted to, but always next time. So,
Absolutely. And
stay tuned.
Sure.
in my opinion, I've told this to a couple of guys I've talked to, you all come out winners. I mean, what an amazing experience to hang out with.
Yeah, how could
actual-
any of us complain?
Yeah, exactly. To hang out with actual NASCAR teams, to be on stage, to be able to go out there and meet all these people and have all these experiences. What an amazing opportunity. So I'm just excited for you, and congratulations on the win tonight, Garbage.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. All right, Atlanta, you want to give our own J-Mac Attack an interview for his second place finish?
Yes, I'll interview old J Mac. How's it going, man?
It's going all right.
How'd you enjoy getting in second place? I saw you fall back a couple of positions. How'd you make your way back up to the top of the pack?
Well, first off, I'd like to thank these guys for letting me run in with them. It's good to get more time running on setups, and this is the first time I've ran a road course lead race with the wheel. So that was
Nice.
a trip. So, but that was a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun making laps around this place. It's well documented that this is one of my favorite tracks, and I was getting a little bit of a bruised ego because at the last second these guys were putting down some insane lap times, and I was like, okay, well, I'm not as quick as I thought I was here. But there wasn't enough time to go back to the drawing board, so I kind of had what I had. Just tried to be conservative the whole race. Tried to stay out of people's way, and that got me bumped around a little bit. So then I got a little aggressive and started using my bumper. The 5 had gotten me a couple of times, so I got him and kind of bowled him into a few people and made up about 5 spots doing that. So
Nice.
not the cleanest move in the world, but I felt it was necessary the way I had been getting a little race there at the time. So but there at the end, that first run, we got that light yellow, and we had 11 laps, so I kind of ran semi-conservative and was able to save it that first run, and then I could just go balls to the wall the second run, which there wasn't really anyone around me at the time, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just kind of be conservative here, and then the 18 got to me, and he got by me without any issue, and then I see the 18 and the 88 make it off of each other up there, and I'm like, wow.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense. And just they were doing that. I was like I was like Cersei Lannister sneaking by the mountain and the hound when they were facing off. And I was literally that gif as those two were bouncing off of each other. Like, all right, I'll just let me by here. I'll see y'all later. And then came home second with it. All in all, a pretty solid race. Had a lot of fun out there. Hope I didn't ruffle too many feathers, and that's that.
Oh, well, I feel like you pretty much answered any question I could have had. That was an awesome statement. So congratulations on your second place win. I know you don't race with this league all the time, so you're mostly up here in the booth. So I appreciate you letting me get up here tonight. I appreciate that.
Well, no problem, and thank you for helping her out, and it's fun, and don't do too good of a job because I like being up there calling races.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, good grief. All right, Dohar. You know this question's coming. What happened with you and the Bolt?
Man.
Frozen. Well, first I want to talk about how awesome it was to race with guys of the caliber of J-Mac and Garbage. They're really good road course racers. It's always good to go out there and just get some experience and run with those guys. Garbage and I have run for, like you said, about a year. There was a ton of respect out there between he and I. I knew he had the faster car, and when he came out of the pits ahead of me, I kind of knew that my fate was sealed. And it was cool to see J-Mac running up front. We were sharing some setups before the race, so good to see him, get the opportunity to run up front, and we were doing really well. I mean, the thing there, it's been going around everywhere. Every single time I'm in a race with him, it's always something. You just kind of learn to stick up for yourself after a while. We had made a gentleman's agreement before the race that we weren't going to use the cut in turn 1. And I think it was perfectly displayed when Garbage and I were racing very hard for the lead. Neither of us used the cut in turn 1 going below the rumble strip, but there was one driver out there consistently doing it. I didn't appreciate that because we had all agreed to not to. Especially, it was kind of like an unspoken rule for us Pro League drivers that we weren't going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But one decided he wanted to. One decided he wanted to use all the racetrack around me. And so I finally just stuck up for it. Gave him a warning shot a couple of times. Then the last turn, he wanted to send it on me. So I hooked him into the fence, coming to the checkers. I'm tired of getting beat around. It got me beat around at ISM in the Pro League, and that's going to be still a little bit unsettling because that ended our hopes of competing for a championship. He ended our championship hopes last season on several occasions. So at the end of the day, you just got to learn to stick up for yourself. Nobody else was caught in the bloodbath. Made sure I did it to where J-Mac could get around, so that way nobody else could be affected. But at the end of the day, it's just all about sticking up for yourself. I give him one chance at each race because I have such a short leash with him and all the run-ins we've had over our course of racing together. So it's you hit me once and don't do it again.
You heard it from Dohar. There's not much else to say with that, but you did run a good race. It was quite the battle between you two. We saw how it finished. You took home podium here tonight. What are your plans and your strategy going into the championship race next week?
Well, I guess it depends on if the points are being reset. I don't think they are. I don't know if you guys know. I don't think they are.
I do not know.
I know we cut into the 22's lead a little bit, but he had a good padding going in. So honestly, we're just going there to try and be second, and I think we did a good job of that. We just raced hard all season long, got caught up in a lot of mistakes. Got wrecked on the restart, starting stage 2, and just had to come back from 16th, and to get all the way back up to the front and race a guy like Garbage. For as many laps as we did, just driving our hearts out. That's all I could ask for, is just showing that we're competitive enough to hang out with these guys who were among the upper echelon of road course racing, really, on this game. So to say that I finished second or third to Garbage and J-Mac is nothing to hang our heads on. We're just really happy and proud of how this season went, and we're going to try and finish it up with another victory here at the last track.
Absolutely. One more race, and that is Michigan. It will be the championship race, 8:45 p.m. Eastern Time next Sunday. It was an exciting race tonight. So many different battles, so many different races going on within the field, and everyone did such an amazing job out there tonight. You can't complain about the racing. It was really great. Atlanta, thank you so much for being here tonight on such short notice. Always, it's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and anytime any scenario like this comes up, just let me know and I'll be here.
I appreciate that. And for everyone tuning in, thank you so much for tuning in and hanging out with us. Lieutenant, thank you so much for hanging out here and for the follow. That's quite the name. I'm not saying that on stream. Happy Harvick, I see you out there. Thank you so much for tuning in. A great race. Please tune in next Sunday for Michigan. It's going to be an incredible race. You guys know Michigan, a huge draft track. You could go 4 wide there quite easily. So I have a feeling it's going to get pretty insane and intense out there for the final championship race for the fall season. Tune in, make sure that you got the popcorn ready because you're going to need it. But for now, we are out for tonight. Tomorrow, I will be back at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We will be streaming NASCAR out there racing. So take it easy, enjoy your night, and thank you so much for tuning in tonight.